Hi everyone. Mega Racer powered by Dawn Performance. 1 8-mile race at Glemseck 101. This year's bullet from the cannon of Dawn Performance is this firecracker based on an FXDR, which after the special treatment of Don and his friends started with about 180 horsepower and 300 Nm. Original this Softail model has 91 horsepower with 160 Nm. We had the honor to contribute our FXDR body parts made especially for this model. The other sponsors such as Parts Europe and S&S provided the brute power, the fat drive and a killer sound. Like a roller coaster, first not at all, then out early, then third place. 1 minute before the start it started to rain cats and dogs. Start aborted. Drivers, race organizers and thousands of spectators hurriedly left the racetrack. Would it still go on? Today? Tomorrow? Half an hour of continuous rain followed and then unexpectedly, sun. Around 5 p.m., the longed-for announcement also came, it's about to go on. The excavators drove the remaining moisture on the asphalt dry, then followed their spectacular race and then it was our turn in the international class beast. With mediocre success, one must unfortunately say. While round 1 was clearly in our favor, we were out in round 2. At the start, the bullet took off like hell and at full throttle, the nitrous oxide tickled even more power out of the FXDR. But when shifting the nitrous oxide was back in the basement. Sharpened by Dawn Performance and tuning Penner, it was none other than Thilo Gunter who piloted the firecracker. Thilo is a multiple winner of the famous Fischerhofen-Rennen Street race in Germany, a little bit like the TT in UK, has driven 2 times the Pikes Peak in Colorado and visibly had his fun with the FXDR on the track at the Glemseck. In the end, there was a decent third place in the Class Rocket Race Club, in which almost everything is allowed, as long as the bike is fast check, loud check, and inspired by drag racing check. For the tuning and racing fans among you, you can find out everything about the bike, the team and the rider in the 2023 issue of leading German Harley magazine Dream Machines. Parts and details. A few things of course remain a secret of the Dawn Performance team, but some parts can be ordered in our store among others for racing purposes. Engine parts from S&S are available on request. Also fitted for this race, a long swing arm from the Fat Boy plus 3 cm, the front lowered over the triple clamp and the handlebars and the chassis stiffened to have no losses because of the suspension and the design clearly laid out towards racing. We would like to thank the other sponsors for their cooperation. Parts Europe, Drag Specialties, Motor Parts. S&S Cycle Incorporated, Motor Parts. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Exhaust System. Spirit Leather, Seat. John Doe, Driver and Team Equipment. Many thanks especially to Team Dawn Performance with Daniel, Paul, Ulf and a bunch of other completely racing crazy people for a really fat weekend. Glemseck 101, the other races and the festival. The Glemseck 101 is known for having the most bizarre constructions at the start. The regulations are minimal and there is a separate class for almost every idea. And now the fat ships should also be on the legendary 8th mile at the Glemseck. Just 3 weeks ago the big tourers went to the start at the Bagger race party in Schlesselfeld, Bavaria. Inspired by the popular Bagger events in the USA, Harley-Davidson, Indian and BMW wanted to show what their tourers could do on the circuit. Attention! Urgent heavy transport. While a flying start was preferred in Schlesselfeld, the diggers at the Glemseck had to show what they could do from a standing start on the asphalt without catapulting themselves into the bales of straw. 2 bikes from each of the major manufacturers now stepped up to the starting line to defend their honor. While all bikes of the competitors started in original condition, one Harley with 154 horsepower came to the start with modifications that made all the others look like they were in park mode. The audience celebrated the show with the fat things and you can be sure that we will hear a lot more from this new racing class. And what else? The Glemseck 101 was also colorful and loud in the reload in 2022. The live band's excellent, the food ingeniously regional, the conversions sometimes classic, sometimes spectacular, sometimes adventurous. We are looking forward to next year. As always on the first weekend in September. Thanks for watching.